I'm Jeff Rimmer, longtime broadcaster, certainly here in Florida with the Panthers for the first 11 years of the franchise. Of course, the lockout came in 2004, and as a result, I moved to Ohio to broadcast for Columbus in their NHL entry. In fact, they wanted me when the franchise started, but there was no way I was leaving South Florida. Ultimately, though, I knew I would be back in South Florida, and from that point on, it was just a matter of time before I called Tim Van Kirk and his company, Van Kirk and Sons Pools and Spas, and we couldn't be more happy with the final product. I chose Van Kirk and Sons Pools and Spas because, hey, this isn't my first rodeo. This is our fourth pool, and third that we've been part of construction. Of course, not me personally, but three different companies. And as a longtime broadcaster here in South Florida for the Panthers, I was well aware of Van Kirk. I'd seen their work, and it was a question, really, of how quick I would call Van Kirk and Sons when I wanted to build a pool here in Valencia Bay, because there wasn't any other company that I would even consider building my pool. And as you see the final result, you couldn't ask for a better pool. In fact, we've had several people come over since and have said, man, this pool is magnificent. And that, again, is all because of Van Kirk and Sons Pools and Spas. I know exactly the time. It was 9 o'clock, July the 3rd, that the first backhoes arrived on the scene and started digging the backyard up. And here we are, late August, not even the end of August, and I have the final pool with the final inspection. Everything is perfect, and that's what I expected when I started building the pool with Van Kirk and Sons. No question I would recommend Van Kirk and Sons Pools and Spas. Again, the proof is in the pudding. Take a look at the backyard here. It's spectacular, and dealing with everyone from the initial design plans to the final product, and having Tim Van Kirk, the owner, come out here and take a personal interest in our pool and my family, I couldn't be happier. Again, being here in South Florida for 11 years with the Florida Panthers, I was well aware of the product that Van Kirk put out on a yearly basis, and it was just a matter of contacting Van Kirk and Sons Pools and Spas and saying, let's design a pool for my backyard. I had Jim Palmer come out, no, not Jim Palmer the pitcher, but Jim Palmer, the salesman and designer, and he couldn't have been better from the first day that we met with him until the final product. He was there and helping along the way. The communication process was terrific. Whether it be an email or a phone call first thing in the morning to let me know exactly what was happening on that particular day. I was in great communication with everyone from the initial people. They were the guys that formed the pool, to those that came and updated me on a daily basis as far as what was going to happen. It was just a great, great process, and one that I would certainly welcome and suggest anyone else that's building a pool contact Van Kirk and Sons Pools and Spas, because they're a great company to deal with. And I'm in the communication business. They communicate with you, and you couldn't ask for a better company to deal with.